Alright, hello all. Welcome back to episode 2. Our little 7 days to die walkthrough tutorial thing. One thing I noticed is it's 5:30 and I'm going to run out of daylight. But we'll go ahead and get to this little intro buried treasures quest. Buried supplies quest. So anytime you do a buried supplies, you're going to end up, you're going to click E to accept it. You're going to get this little circle that tells you the perimeter. The size of the perimeter depends on the tier of the quest. So this one right here is going to be about your smallest. Pull out your little shovel and start digging. As you dig, there's going to be a little sound, and the circle will reduce to kind of zero in on the treasure. So we'll get through this. I will say, while we're doing, in my opinion, the most boring thing in 7 days, which is digging, especially when you're just starting out and you've got crappy tools, is you're always out of stamina. I am perpetually running low on clay, and this is why. I don't mind mining, but for some reason digging just drives me nuts. There was that little sand, and as you can see, the circle has reduced some. You just keep kind of aiming for the middle of that circle as it reduces, and you'll get where you need to be. Some of the quests, every time you hear that icon and the circle reduces, there's a chance. Ooh, I'm already there. There's a chance for a wave of zombies to come out. A lot of the buried treasures, just be aware, as soon as you open the chest, a lot of times it'll spawn, 3 to 6, I think, a decent number of zombies to come attack you. Okay, so this one I got. Yep, and here they are. Nothing out of that chest, but we got the quest done, so that's really all we were going for today anyway. No, I only got one. One zombie came after me. So now the icon has changed. It's going to be sending me back to the trader. What I was going to say was, I noticed with it already being 6:30 on day 1, I'm going very slowly. I'm progressing much more slowly than I normally would, which is totally fine. I think for what I'm trying to do here, kind of modeling this toward brand new players, I feel like I need to go very slowly, especially, probably on these first 4 or 5 days. Not for a super long time, but I definitely need to take a really slow pace. Which means, I think I had said something about, in episode 1, about reducing the horde night timer to every 3 days. I'm not going to do that for this first one because I'm just moving so slowly. I don't think I'll be ready for it by day 3 or night 3. I think after that first one, though, because the most time-taking part is actually getting the horde base built. After that, I can set the horde night to basically any time frame I want. It could be every night. It really wouldn't matter. But I think there's more value for you guys if I spend more time running through some of the POIs, working through some of the crafting stuff, especially all the new armor crafting stuff. I think that's going to give you guys a better knowledge base than just constantly fighting a horde. But I think it would get stale real quick if it was every 7 days. But I think for this first one, that's what we're going to plan on. I'm going to be working on mining and getting clay and getting cobblestone together overnight, and that won't be recording time. So if I feel like I'm in a position to do it quicker, I will.
Spend it all in one place.
Okay, so we turn this first one in. He's going to give us a pipe weapon. What you want to do on this, you can escape out of this. You're going to be totally fine. It's not going to cancel the quest or anything. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is figure out your build. Which combat type did you select, right? Each one of them has a specific type of firearm that it encourages, or that it buffs. With me going the strength route, mine is going to be boomstick, which is specializing with shotguns. So what I want to do here,
off your face.
even though
one job doesn't make us pals,
it is undeniably the worst pipe weapon, is the pipe shotgun. But for the sake of the tutorial, I'll go ahead and take it. It takes forever to reload. It's just worthless. But they're all really, the only pipe weapon I think is even worth having is the pipe pistol, just because at least you're getting 6 shots out of it.
You want something?
Alright, so I opened up his inventory to see if there's anything worth selling. Cash you can always sell, and it's worthless otherwise. I mean, it's basically just there for you to sell. Early game, I always keep the brass down here. I put all my stuff I'm going to sell to trader usually down here on the bottom. I keep it down here and just sell it. It's very rare that I actually ever, regardless, unless I'm doing a horde every night, I ever have to make ammo. If you're going crazy with auto turrets, you may, but early game, I would just sell it. Go ahead and get money where you can.
Be careful out there.
So what we're going to do now,
wanna get hurt.
We've done the introductory, so now we can just start taking quests. So you'll say, do you have any jobs? I always just find the one that's not buried supplies. That's the closest.
Oh, look who's tired of eating out of dumpsters and finally ready to do
Mushroom
something.
Mining
Just
Company.
stand there with your thumb up your ass. Get the job done.
The quickest way to progress through the game is accept these quests as often as you can. Not only does it reset the POIs, so you've always got a POI you can loot, but you get XP bonuses, you get quest rewards. It's just, questing is one of the better additions that they added to the game, and it's very beneficial. So instead of just running around hitting POIs, which there's nothing wrong with, sometimes you'll find one, and not every POI is still no honey available as a quest. You know, it doesn't go around to every single POI in the game, so sometimes you'll find a POI and notice you're not getting it as a quest, and you'll just want to go hit it up, and that's totally fine. But quests are a good way to go. The other thing is, after you finish the level 1 or the tier 1 quest, you get a special bonus, which is you can select, but you get the bicycle. The bicycle will change your game because it just makes movement so much easier. It's also got like a row's worth of storage, which is handy, but just the movement. So you want to get through those tier 1 quests as quick as you can and get your bike. So I think what we'll do, so I'm going down into a mine, and it is almost night. Nighttime on 7 days, especially when you're brand new, you have no armor to speak of, your weapons suck. Nighttime, if you set it at, if you keep it at default, is from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. You just want to hole up, okay? You shouldn't be doing exactly what I'm doing. You should be trying to create yourself a base, or at least maybe not a base, but at least a home base, as early as possible. Just somewhere where you can store your gear, you can get a campfire going, things like that. Nighttime is when you head back home. You know, do your crafting, cooking, smelting in your forge, things like that. You do not want to be out because every zombie sprints between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. if you keep it default. So nighttime, hide. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and do a little digging and mining and start working on my cobblestone. And I will actually hit up the POI and see you guys at about 4 a.m. Okay, I apologize all. I just realized I resumed and still had my microphone muted. Let me see if I can remember what I said. What I walked you guys through there was crafting. If you select an item, hit recipes, it'll show you everything you can make with that recipe. I'm going to be building my horde base. Will, at least for the first horde, will be primarily made out of cobblestone. So that's why I decided to make the maximum number of cobblestone rocks that I could. Because I mined in the open through the night, I did have a couple of visitors. You almost always will. That's why I was saying at nighttime you just want to hole up in your base, dig a little mine there, and I'll show you guys that later. But because I was working all night, you cannot sleep, by the way. There is no sleeping in 7 days. Because I was working all night, it affected my hunger and thirst. I had a bunch of eggs in my backpack. I just went ahead and ate all of them. I have no more water, and I am thirsty. You can see over here, that little icon shows that I'm thirsty. It shows that I am encumbered by 2 items. And then this is, there's a certain protection you get for, I don't remember exactly how long it is, from the elements when you first start a new game. And I'm under that, still under that protection. One trick, if your hotbar isn't full of stuff yet, it does not count toward your encumbrance. So you can fill it up with items and you'll lose that encumbrance. I do need water. If you want to check your effects, click on your little character, click over there on thirsty, and it shows you your health and stamina are going to recover more slowly, and it lowered my overall stamina. So this is a horrible time to hit a POI, but we'll do it anyway. One other thing is you can have up to 4 armor set or types equipped at one time. Right now, I still only have that one that I made in episode 1. So we definitely want to go ahead and just get a full set of armor on before we start fighting. Once again, easiest way to do this, just because I already know. Cancel that for now. We'll go back and finish it. The first set is just made out of plant fibers. So you can click on it, hit recipes, and it shows you what you can craft. Another way to do it is you can, up here in the crafting basics, and click over here to clothing, and it also shows it to you. I just like to do it on the inventory way because it lets me know if what I can make with what I've got. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and make me some gloves, a hood, and shoes. So at least I have the most protection that I can have. Click on it there. Once again, W to wear. See, hit W, W, and W. And there I am in all my glory. Another good idea before you go into a POI is go and craft you up a bedroll. Bedroll just sets your respawn point. You can set it, you right click it to set it down, and you're set. Now be aware, you want to make sure if you're going to do that you do it after you accept the quest. Because if you do it before, then it's going to delete your bedroll when you accept it. Another thing, up here on the right, it shows your quest objectives. Okay, we got to kill all the zombies and we got to stay within. There's a perimeter set on every POI. If you get too close to it, you're going to see a little red border. And if you cross that border, then the quest will be failed. So just remember that. You got to stay within a decent proximity of the POI or you'll fail the quest. There are lots of mushrooms here, but we're just gonna, for the sake of time, we're gonna skip over that. Now you see on my mini map, my compass up here, I've got red dots. That shows zombies on the map that I need to kill for the quest parameters. We got a little crawler right there, so we are going to crouch, which is control. Oh my gosh. Sorry, my mouse just did something weird. Right click to zoom. Hold left click to pull it back. And then you let go of left click to release the arrow. And like I said, early game, that's very handy because you can go ahead and get that one shot on the weaker zombies. The less time you spend fighting, the better. So I've got one here. I'm not sure where. Yeah, we might just piss them off and get them going here. Because I don't know where they're hiding. Oh, there's one. Got a big mama. Oh, I painted myself into a corner. I want to be careful her. She does have a decent number of hit points. And she does hit relatively hard. Early game hard. But with a wooden club, she takes a bit. Alright, I think that guy might be down here on another level. Oh, here's one. I forget what they called him. I think they called him a skater zombie, I believe. Don't know why. And big boy, my goodness. They're not going out of their way. Usually you won't. You might get one of the bigger guys, beefier guys on a tier 1 when you're starting out, but they might have it ramped up a little bit for the full release, which I'm fine with. Got some friends here. What I'm doing is I'm just alternating between the power attack, which is right click. It's that big, more of a sweeping motion, and a regular attack, which is left click. Just because I don't want to completely run out of stamina and end up in trouble. So you just kind of alternate between the two, but you're going to have your best chance of getting a stun on them and knocking them down if you do the right click. Always check these barrels because they usually have gas in them. You can shovel if you see these pallets laying around. You can shovel them. It's not bad. Some of them you'll get cobblestone and clay out of. I think these green ones will give you. I think they're like a mixed bag. Yeah, we got cobble, clay, stone, wood. Those aren't bad. But for the most part, the juice really isn't worth the squeeze on those pallets. I just usually pass them by unless it's concrete. And I'll show you those as soon as we encounter them. If it's concrete mix, I usually grab them. And you can see here on my club, my bar is almost all the way down. Once again, you really want to learn these hot bars, or these shortcuts. Repair is A and scrap is S. It'll just make going through these menus so much faster. So I'm going to get A, put a little repair on that. I'm going to go ahead and finish my cobblestone. And let's go ahead and open up our reward we got from that trader. See what we get. So we got a shotgun and about 15 shells. And I'm going to show you how long it takes to reload this stupid thing. It's one shot. And that's how long it takes. Now, if you get a close proximity headshot, you're going to kill most things early game. So, I mean, it definitely has its benefits, but it's just so slow. So we'll get close and get our shot. And I got no hope of trying to reload. Fortunately, I one-hit him. Now you'll see there on my compass and on the screen, I've got that little yellow dot with an arrow. That's just showing where the remaining zombies are to complete the quest. Some of the larger POIs you'll run into, it'll start giving you those at, when you got 3 or 4 little zones to clear out, which can be really handy. Some of the the tier 5s, you have a hard time trying to track all of them down. So these little dots here can be very helpful. So we got one more little room to clear out over there, and we'll be done. And here's my loot. Press E to loot. Got a medical journal. We'll go ahead and use it to read it. Wood crate. Weight ahead mod is actually really good for a strength build. Iron crossbow bolts. I'll usually just go ahead and, unless I know I'm going to do a build where I'm going to use archery, I'll go ahead and scrap those and get the scrap iron out of them. Bandage I definitely need. And then we got a Mo Power book here. Open her up, looter. We got a couple of books. A Tech Planet, Robotics Crafting, and Electrical Crafting. Tier 1 battery I would not even really mess with. I just go and usually scrap it to get some lead out of it. Now, the mod It's for any melee weapon or tool, and it has a chance to stun and slow. These things are very good for melee builds. You can also use it. What it does is it also just passively will increase the damage you do, including the block damage you'll do to a tool. So if you have an open slot on your, say like on your shovel, my block damage is 38. I'll hit modify, drag it over there to the modifier slot, hit complete, and now my block damage is 41. So if you don't have one specifically made for harvesting, you can still go ahead and use it and get a little extra bonus out of it. Likewise on a weapon, if you're not, even if it don't necessarily apply to you, you're still going to get a little damage buff. So it's good to go ahead and keep the slots filled if you have the mods available. If the mod will not fit or will not work on that weapon type, let's see if I've got anything. It will not blink green, so it makes it really easy to know. Blinking green, I can use it on this weapon or this tool or whatever. Okay. Now we got to get up here. Where the heck are they? I think these guys might have... Oh, almost missed an ammo pile. That would have been stupid. I'm not sure how to get to them. Let's try and backtrack. I did this earlier. I did a little mock playthrough just to kind of try to learn a little bit more about the game as I'm talking to you guys, and I went ahead and did this quest on a different world. Yeah, let's try it. And came over and tried to just do the little shortcut that I'm going to try to do here too, because it'll be funny. And broke my leg. And then had to waste, you know, I was able to kind of craft me up a splint, but it still took 45 minutes, and it'll slow you way down. So basically I wasted an entire day with a broken leg and couldn't do anything. So don't do that. Let's see if there's another way without breaking your leg that we can get to these guys. It's like, I bet it's somebody that's supposed to fall down, would be my guess. I don't know what's going on there. So what I'm going to do here, let's go ahead and do a little nerd poll. Seeing your wood, recipes, building block. You always want to have a little stack of these in your inventory anyway, just for if you need to try to access something or jump up onto a higher block to get out of harm's way, things like that. It's good to always have a little stack of these in your hotbar. Left click rotates it, right click sets it. So jump place, and there he is. So she was probably... I'm dehydrated. She was probably supposed to jump down earlier and just didn't. So now I'm dehydrated, which is worse than thirsty, obviously. More of a debuff on your stamina, and you lose. It doubles the maximum stamina penalty too. So I have got to get some water. Alright, I am turned around. Let's see if I can find my way out of this mess. As you can see there in the top right, go ahead and pick this guy up. I've completed the quest and I just need to return it to the trader for my reward. And it shows you where he's at. When I was doing that playthrough, my little sample one, I noticed I think they made you need to make boiled water, you need a pot. Put the pot in your campfire, boil water. Historically, I would always just start out, take every quest I could that was at a house. That first day, hit up 2 or 3 random houses, just loot kitchens, things like that, until I found myself a pot. It usually didn't take long. A couple of houses and you're good. On that sample playthrough I did, I'll bet I hit 10 or 12 houses. Just ran in, hit kitchens, just to see. I never got a single pot. So I think they made it much tougher in the full release version. Much lower chance of getting a pot. So your best bet is probably going to be to try to buy it from the trader, which really sucks because it's 600 coins early game. And that's a lot early game. Get ready for this. This is going to be worth the wait. Y'all watching? Crap. I think they might have reduced the drop rate for the honey too. I started thinking maybe they took it away altogether, but on that other playthrough I did finally get one out of a tree stump. So it is still a thing, but I think it's a lot more rare than it used to be. Or maybe just unlucky. It happens. That's right. We're going to get it right here. There it is. Told y'all. So now we got the honey. Like I said, it does do a little bit of food, a little bit of health, but it cures up to 5% of infection. So you want to make sure you have one of those in your inventory at all times. There are other items that can cure infection. There's an herbal antibiotic, which I believe will do up to 10%. And then you've got antibiotics, which heals up to 25%. You can make, once you have enough of the books, of those medical books I got earlier, you can craft the herbal antibiotics and the antibiotics. So we'll run in here, and I guarantee we're not going to end up with 600 coins, but we'll just buy us something to drink if we absolutely have to, because I am dangerously low. So when you first talk to him, he's going to offer your
You proved me wrong.
rewards.
Now take your reward and get the hell out of here.
The shotgun shells are tempting, I'm not going to lie. But I think for right now, we just need to learn. So we'll do the crafting skill bundle.
What's the matter? Can't find what you're looking for?
Headlight, they sell for 30 coins a piece. Once again, I'm not building a vehicle anytime soon. So whenever I get these early game, I usually go ahead and sell these too. Once again, don't forget to use your shortcuts. W sells. I don't think. Now, let's see if he's got the pot. You can go in there and search. That is tempting. The beaker was a pretty lucky find, but I can sell it for 100. And I can go and get my pot and not die of dehydration. So, I think that's what we're going to do. Although I only have one bottle of water, so I'm not in great shape there. But that's okay.
Thanks, buddy.
So what we're going to do now, we're going to look for another quest.
Name's not important. What is important
in a house
is if you have the balls to help me with a problem.
Sean's shack. Does not sound like much of a house, but I bet it's a house.
What are you standing there for? Don't you have work to do?
And it's a ways out there, but we're going to go ahead and take it so that we can go ahead and set us up maybe just a little temporary base of operations, get some storage down, get our fire down, start boiling up some water when we get it. How much money do I have? I got nothing. Used to be you'd want to make sure and hit up those little vending machines in the trader because they were significantly cheaper than buying food or water from the trader himself or themselves. I don't think that's a thing anymore. I think the prices are the same from what I saw now, which is nice. It was kind of stupid, I always thought. So what we'll do is we're gonna get over here to Sean's shack, and we'll cut the recording there and begin episode 3, clearing that guy out and seeing if it's gonna be good enough for us to set a little something up. Always hit up cars. You can hear him kind of breathing. It's from that dehydration. Vehicle adventures. Make sure always be looking for these. Like I said before, if you see them in the trader, buy them in the forge ahead, because you need to get really high levels to to get the gyrocopter, to get the crucible and things that you'll see later. But they take a while. You got to be up, have a lot of the books, so make sure you take advantage of those whenever you can. Always scavenge as you go. Purses, you'll find shockingly good stuff in. So they said they nerfed it to slow progression down. Nice, I need that. Food and water on the drops, and I definitely have seen it. Before, even those mounds of trash, you would sometimes get 300 brass and like really good stuff out of them, and I have not encountered that much on this as I've played 1.0, which once again I think is fair. With a game that's been out for as long as this one has, even on your full release, you're gonna primarily have a lot of seasoned players, so I think it was a good idea for them to try to slow down the progression and make it a good challenge for people. And from what I've encountered so far, it's definitely not. Really? Oh, I was running, I guess. I'm out of stamina. Using guns, anything like that makes noise will alert other zombies and bring them to you. So just make sure we're going to scrap that radiator and get some brass out of it. If you've got an automatic weapon and you're going crazy, be on the lookout for other zombies to come around and see what's going on. I think you guys are bad luck. That's what I've decided. It's not me. It's not the game. It's y'all. I've got to get water in me. It's just killing me on this stamina. It's bad enough having to walk everywhere, but when you can't run. You'll see different types of rock like this for the different type of ore you can harvest. This one, you see, it looks like this. This is going to be lead. We already showed you the stone rock. This one here is lead, and you see it's on the ground here too. It's not just this rock. This shows you that this is a lead vein. So as you mine down, you'll encounter more. It varies as far as how extensive the vein is. Seems like from what I've encountered, lead has the greatest chance of it being kind of a limited vein. Iron sometimes can go on for ever, and the good thing about iron too is a lot of times if you continue going through an iron vein, it's going to lead to other ores as well, which is handy. Sometimes you can get a little honey hole, and it'll have every type in it as you mine, which is really nice. You can just one-stop shopping. Well, I do apologize, guys. This is taking forever, but this is what happens when you get dehydrated. Dang it. Okay, so we're going to skip all of our scavenging. Just try to get there because we're already at about 40 minutes. And we have not done much for 40 minutes. But like I said, hopefully there's been some good information in here for you guys starting out. Kind of understand how the game works. You definitely get a feel for that early game grind, which I like that its resources are less plentiful, because it felt like the last 2 or 3 alphas, that early game grind kind of went away. It was so easy to get started that you didn't really feel any added pressure as you were trying to get yourself established. So I like these changes they've made because it should be challenging, especially when you're just getting started. Ooh, I like Sean's shack. That ain't much of a shack, is it? Right here on a little lake. Who am I hearing? Oh. I don't know if this is, I think this might be one of the new POIs. I know they added a bunch of POIs. I definitely don't remember that name. So it's either a new POI or they, I think, gave it a little bit of a facelift and named it. Oh, really? Alright, guys. So that's where we'll leave off for episode 2. Episode 3, we'll hit this up. Go ahead and, I think this will be a good spot to go ahead and set up a little temporary base. Kind of learn some of the crafting mechanics and things like that. It'll be a good little spot. So that's it. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you for the next one.